There's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by top trainer, good friend Mark Tibbs. Mark, how you doing, mate? Looking forward to Christmas?
Looking forward to Christmas, Dan, and have a couple of days off and be around my family and yeah, basically just having a little freshen up if we can.
How old's your little boy now?
He's 8 now. He'll be 9 in January. But yeah, he's looking forward to Christmas and all excited. He's over his nan's today. He's off school. But yeah, we're all looking forward to Christmas Day for sure.
Great stuff. Now, in the boxing world, before we can truly go forward for Christmas, we've got the Day of Reckoning show on Saturday night in Saudi Arabia. Before we talk about the fights themselves, how big is this show compared to other mega events we've seen over the past kind of 10 years?
Well, it is massive because for years and years, boxing fans, boxing fans want to see the two biggest promoters, Eddie and Frank, come together, and that is and them guys in Saudi Arabia have managed to do that in a flash. So that's great. That's great for boxing and boxing fans for sure, definitely.
What did you make of that when you saw them? I think it was yesterday at the press conference, shaking hands. We know they've met once before at the original launch press conference, but to actually see them up there on the top table, sharing it and shaking hands.
No, a part of me was like, do we want this? No. But like, because we're not used to seeing it, but in a way, it's not in a way, it's fantastic for boxing and fighters, and I really believe that other weights and other fighters are going to be brought into that system, and that's going to only benefit the fighters for sure. Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the fights on the show, particularly at heavyweight, because you had that long period with Dillian Whyte. You know about the heavyweight division, but also they're the major fights that are being promoted on the show. And we'll start with Daniel Dubois, who I know you worked with briefly, taking on Jarrell Miller, Big Baby. Controversial past, of course, but a good fighter, solid test, I think. And Dubois coming off that loss to Usyk. What do you make of that fight?
At first, Dan, I thought to myself, yes, good fight for Daniel. Very good fight for him. And I still think it's a good fight. Reason being, Dan was unlucky with Usyk. I thought that was a good shot with Usyk, but there's an element of him that we're all seeing, as in he shies away. He shies away when he gets touched. So that's intriguing in itself, and he can rectify all of that by doing a demolition job on Miller, I believe, and I feel that if Daniel gets his tactics right, he can. And it's not hard. It's not hard looking on the outside. It's not hard tactics. What he's got to do with Miller, basically, just keep him long for a certain amount of rounds before he steps it up, picks it up, and emphatically put him away. He can do that if he goes step by step. And but if he gets touched, then it's not very good. That negative. Sorry, I've got to move here. The lights are off. That negative element about Daniel is always questionable to us fans. So I think he can. This is a fight that he can iron all them things out and bring him back in. He's young enough. He will fight again for a world title, I believe. As long as he gets his tactics right and grows from every fight. From every fight, as long as he grows from it. And yeah, I think that's a brilliant fight for Daniel against Miller for sure.
And if a fighter does have that issue of kind of shying away when they get hurt or rocked or whatever, or buzzed, what can you do about that outside of the fights themselves? Is there much you can do in the gym, in sparring, whatever, to kind of, I don't know, make them used to it or get rid of that negative?
I think Daniel is such a weapon. Daniel Dubois, he's such a phenomenal weapon because he's like a bloody. He's a killer. There's a killer behind them eyes. There's a killer, and he's very, he's sharpshooter, heavy-handed, and wants it. You know what I mean? But it's just when he gets clipped, it's questionable, and he's got a chance now to prove himself. It's only him can iron that out. Only him, and now he's got a great chance in quite a quick fashion, after the Usyk fight to do this. I mean, he's got the world at his feet, Daniel Dubois, and he really has. So listen, I think if he softens up Miller will blow. I believe he will blow. I shouldn't say that, but I'll just look at him in his warm up, softens him up, chips and clips away. He'll be his own worst enemy, Miller. But if he stands with him, shortens his height, as in bends his knees a bit low, goes toe to toe, he's inevitable. He gets clipped, and therefore that's a wrong tactic. He's got to chip away, clip away, chip, clip, lean on him at times, push him at times, not too much, soften him up behind the old left jab, and then crack him from time to times. And he should blow after 4 or 5 rounds, Miller, I believe. If not, 6, 7, 8. But listen, you've got to get the timing right.
He's got to be patient is the kind of buzzword there.
That's the word, Danny.
Good stuff. One of the fights people are calling the most intriguing on the card is Joseph Parker going up against Deontay Wilder. Parker obviously looking pretty good under Andy Lee, slick boxer with a bit of a dig. Wilder, we all know what Wilder is by this point, not the most technically skilled, but incredible power and seems to know when to use it, carries it late as well. How do you weigh that one up?
Well, do you know what? I like Joseph Parker. I don't know Deontay Wilder, but I know what he's all about, like we all do. I think he's a little bit better boxer than we think he is, Wilder. And because he can control distance. And when you can control distance, you know what you're doing off. You know what I mean? But he has been not known to the most, sensible as boxers. He ain't like known as a good boxer, Wilder. I think if you can push Wilder on the back foot, he can get lost, and you can drag him into a little bit of a. If you push a man on their heels, it's very difficult to fight. Now, Joseph Parker has got the density, the strength, to manhandle, so to speak, a little bit. He's got to be able to manhandle Wilder, tie him up, lean on him, get him on his heels. Try and throw punches when you're on your heels. You can't, And for me, he's built to do that, Joseph Parker. You've got to have dog in you to do it, I'm not too sure if Parker has. I hope he has, because he's due a bit of luck in. He's a good man, and I feel he's a good man, and I feel that he's built to do that job. And what an upset that would be, him overpowering Deontay Wilder. But as I say, he's got to be soft knees. He's got to have that cross-arm guard at times. He's got to use that elbow to create distance and try and get him on his heels. Wilder, for sure, yeah. If you stand off Wilder, he'll tee you up, you know what I mean, and get off what he wants. Yeah, so that's how I see that one. I feel if he gets his tactics right, it's not difficult to put the plan together. I hope he's practiced it with Andy Lee. Andy Lee's a very, very good technical trainer. He really is, and I really feel that he can. Parker can do it. I'm going to back Parker in that fight for sure. I know I'm going to get good odds and all.
I was going to say you make some good money, yeah. Nice extra Christmas bonus. And then you got the main event, obviously Anthony Joshua against Otto Wallin. Tricky, awkward southpaw on a good run of form. AJ's a big favourite. Looking forward to maybe fighting Wilder in March. But is it a potential banana skin?
You know what? I only know Wallin through Tyson Fury fight, and I've done a little bit of homework on him yesterday, and I don't feel that it is a potential banana skin for anyone, but I think AJ is far too big and powerful, and I think I know it's all about the craft and the art, and little man can beat a big man, but so that's why that fight's so intriguing. But I feel that Anthony's just too strong, and he built well, and he knows what he's got to do. He's got to get his old mentality back to, you know, in order to you know, just put the nail in the coffin with this guy, this southpaw, for sure.
And he's got a different trainer in the corner, AJ, in Ben Davison for this one. Not about Ben specifically, but how difficult can it be when you as a trainer have got a fighter brand new going into a big fight? It's not a tune-up, but like an important fight.
Well, I don't see that being too big a problem, because Anthony's been around for many years, and yeah, he's been a professional for many years. He's boxed at the highest of levels. So yeah, it could be a good thing. If he puts on a bad performance, it will be a bad thing. But you know, I don't think. I think Anthony Joshua took Charles Martin apart very well. Probably great performance the way he took Charles Martin apart a few years back, and he was a southpaw, a good southpaw too, very good southpaw. But the shot selection was perfect. How he dealt with Martin that day, so he'll know what to do and how to handle a southpaw for sure. Anthony will, Joshua.
Good stuff.